Dear students, we have just completed the discussion of the chapter Force and Friction. Now we'll be discussing question and answer. Before that, let us summarize the chapter. In this chapter, we discuss about force, that is push or pull is known as force. Then SI unit of force. Then we saw different effect of forces. What are they? Force can make a stationary object move or make a moving object move faster. Then force can also slow down or completely stop a moving object. Force can change the direction of the moving object as well as force can change the shape and the size of the object. Then we discuss about contact and non-contact forces. In contact forces, gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force are contact forces, and applied and friction are examples of non-contact forces. Frictional force depend on two main factors. First, nature of substance in contact and the mass of a object. Then we compared about rolling and sliding friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding friction, and in the last we saw about advantages and disadvantages of friction and how friction can be increased or decreased. So these are the things we discuss in this chapter. Now we'll be discussing objective type questions. In exercise, first of all we'll be discussing objective type questions. First is MCQ, or you can say choose the correct option. First, when two forces in the same direction act on an object, then the resultant magnitude of the forces acting on an object is, answer is option number A, sum of two forces. Students, if the forces are acting in opposite direction, then you have to do the difference. But here they have asked in same direction, so answer is option number A, sum of two forces. Second one, gravitational force is a non-contact force. Option number A. Third, this is an example of contact force. Answer is option number C, friction. Fourth, this force is our weight. Answer is option number G, gravitational force. Now, fifth, static friction acts when object is, answer is option number B, stationary. Sixth one, the SI unit of force is, answer is option number B, Newton. Seventh, we can expect the force of friction to be greater for an object moving on the surface if the surfaces are in contact are rough and the object is heavier. Eighth one, this forces makes the earth go around the sun. Answer is option number C, gravitational force. Ninth, a streamlined shape is given to automobiles in order to reduce drag. Now the 10th one, ball bearings are used to, answer is option number D, reduce friction. Now we'll be proceeding to B, write T for true and F for false statement. Students, this also question you don't have to write in notebook. I am repeating, in your notebook you have to write short answer type questions and long answer type questions, and in this chapter you also have to write define the following. Okay, so let us discuss question number B. The first one, frictional force between two surfaces depend upon the nature of the two surfaces. Answer is true. We have just discussed in summary also that it depends upon the nature as well as mass of the object. Then second, rolling friction is greater than sliding friction. Answer is wrong. The rolling friction is less than sliding friction. Instead of greater, you have to write less. Next, ball bearings are used to increase friction. Statement is false again. Ball bearings are used to decrease the friction. Fourth statement is again wrong. What is the statement? Fluid friction acts between solid surface that are moving. Instead of solid, it should be liquid or gas. Fifth, tires of vehicle have trends to reduce speed. Answer is false again. It is not reduce but increase the friction. Next, very short answer type question. This also you don't have to write in the notebook, and answers are mostly written in front only of the question. First one, give an example of one contact force. Answer is applied, or you can say muscular force. Second, what is the SI unit of force? Answer is Newton. Third, what is a spring balance used for? The answer is spring balance is used to measure the magnitude of the force. Fourth one, give an example of one non-contact force. Answer is magnetic force. Fifth, give two advantages of friction. Answer is that friction is helpful in writing and walking. In the discussion of the chapter also we saw that we cannot imagine our life without friction. All day-to-day activities we are using friction, and because of that the life is possible. So what is the answer? Friction helps in writing and walking. So next question is B. Define the following. Students, you have to write this question in the notebook. You have to write all the definitions. The first one, applied force. The answer is on page number 150. On page number 150, see the topic contact force, and there see applied forces. I have written VSB, that is very short answers. First, the force that we apply with our hands, legs, fingers are collectively called as applied forces. Now, the second one, static friction. I have written the answer there only. I am reading out the answer. Friction between two or more solid objects that are not moving relative to each other. I am repeating. Friction between two or more solid objects that are not moving relative to each other. This is a definition of static friction. Now, third, rolling friction. Answer is on page number 153. But before that, I'll be saying the page number of fourth also. Fourth is also on page number 153, and the fifth one is on page number 154, that is in the help box. on the side. Which side? Okay, on the right hand side, extreme. So we'll be discussing the next rolling friction and sliding friction. Both are on the page number 153. Now on page number 153, see on the top sliding and rolling friction. There I have written VSB4 and VSB3. First I will be reading the third answer. See the last two lines. The frictional force offered when rolling an object is known as rolling friction. For example, a ball rolling on the surface. Next, fourth answer is also there only on the top. See the first line. The frictional force offered when sliding an object is called sliding friction. Now, the next question, that is question number 5, define wear and tear. Answer is on page number 154. See the word help. What is it? Damage caused to object as a result of normal use. Now we will be discussing short answer type question. In this, students will be discussing 1, 3, 4 and 6 as the answers I have written there itself only. The first one, what is the dominant force that acts between two electrical charge object called? Answer is electrostatic force. Now the third answer, what is the question? How can we change the shape of an object? Give an example. See students, on the bottom I have written SA3, that is short answer 3. We can change the shape of an object by applying force. For example, making chapatis, we can change the shape of the dough by applying force. Got it? I am repeating the answer. We can change the shape of an object by applying force. For example, making chapatis, we can change the shape of the dough by applying force. Now, the fourth answer. Name one factor on which the gravitational force depends. The answer is the gravitational force depends on the weight of an object. What is the answer? I am repeating. Answer number 4. Gravitational force depends on weight of an object. Now, sixth question. Why are oils and grease used in machineries? Answer is oil and grease is used in machinery to reduce friction. What is the answer? To reduce friction. This is answer number 6. Now we'll be discussing first, second answer. Question is, write down two factors on which the magnitude of frictional force between two surfaces depend. Answer is on page number 147. Now the next question, question number 2. Write down two factors on which the magnitude of frictional force between two surfaces depends. Answer is on page number 147. See the topic magnitude of forces. I am repeating, magnitude of forces on page number 147. The answer is the magnitude of a force is the strength of the force acting on an object. It depends upon the number of forces involved in a particular action and also the direction in which they act. So this is the answer. Now the next question is on page number 154. Question number 5. What is it? Why is friction a disadvantage? Answer on page number 154. See the topic disadvantages. Friction causes the moving parts in machineries and automobiles to heat up. This results in wastage of energy and fuel. Friction also causes wear and tear of moving parts. So this is short answer 5. Now we will be discussing long answer type question. In this, you don't have to do the second question. 1, 3, 4 and 5 are there only. And in 4 and 5, it is not in the textbook. So please you have to write from the video itself. Now the first one. Discuss the effect of forces. The answer is on page number 146. See force and its effect. You have to write the definition of force first. Then you have to write the effect, and in each effect you have to write one example from the new line. So a push or a pull acting on an object is called force. Then leave one line. Force have following effect on the object. The first one, force can make a stationary object move or moving object move faster. An example is stationary football can be made to move by giving it a small push. Then downstairs, second, third and fourth is there. On the side I have written LA1, that is long answer 1. So it is on page number 146. Now question number 3. What is streamlined shape? Explain and give 2 example. The answer is on page number 153. See on the last paragraph, motion of object in fluids. The answer starts from to reduce drag. Automobiles, ships and aeroplanes are given a special shape called streamlined shape. An automobile with a streamlined body experience lower resistance when traveling through air. Even sea creatures such as fish and sharks have streamlined bodies which make it easier for them to move with a great speed in water. So answer is on page number 153, last paragraph, motion of object in fluids. Now answer number 4 and 5, they are not in the textbook. So please you have to write from the video itself. Question is, describe how friction can be reduced. In what ways will it help if friction is reduced? So answer is, we can reduce the frictional force in following ways. First, applying a lubricant to make surface smoother. Then use of ball bearing. Again in that you have to write the portion which is sticked. And the third one, a wheel reduces friction. So you have to note down this answer. Even the next answer is not in the textbook. I have written here only. So you have to note down the next answer also from the video itself. So what is question number 5? How can we increase friction between the two surfaces? See the answer. Ways to increase friction. First point, by making the surface rough. Special design or threads are made on tire of wheels to increase friction between tire and road. so that they do not skid while traveling. Second point, by increasing the weight of moving object. If object which is moving on the surface is made heavy, the friction can be increased. So these two answers you have to write from this video itself. Hope all the answers are clear, and you have to write define, short answer and long answer. Objective type questions you don't have to write, and this is the lesson of physics.